Last one. This is part 4. Here's my question, and here is ChatGPT's response to that.
That's a thoughtful question. They can look similar from the outside, but spiritual disillusionment and atheism are not the same thing. Here's a way to explain the difference. Spiritual disillusionment, definition, the painful loss of faith, trust, or hope in God, or in religion in general, because of suffering, betrayal, or disappointment. Experience, it often comes with grief, anger, or deep sadness. A person might say, I prayed, I believed, I trusted, and nothing happened. I feel abandoned. I can't believe anymore. Key point, it's more about being let down than about rejecting the idea of God altogether. Some people stay disillusioned forever, while others slowly rebuild a different kind of faith. Emotional tone, wounded, betrayed, empty. Atheism, definition, a lack of belief in any god or gods. It's a position about reality, not necessarily about feelings. Experience, some atheists never believed in God. Others used to, but stopped. Not because of pain, but because they found the arguments for God unconvincing. Key point, it isn't necessarily emotional. It can be philosophical, logical, or scientific. A person might say, I don't believe in God because there's no evidence. It's not about hurt, it's about reason. Emotional tone, neutral or matter of fact, though some atheists also carry frustration about religion's social harms. In short, spiritual disillusionment equals, I wanted to believe, but my suffering or experience shattered that trust. I feel abandoned. Atheism, I don't believe any God exists, regardless of feelings or past experiences. They can overlap. A person can move from disillusionment, atheism, but they aren't identical. Disillusionment is often about personal pain, while atheism is about intellectual position. Would you like me to also help you put into words your own position so that if someone asks, religious or not, you can explain whether what you're going through feels like disillusionment, atheism, or both?
And I did say yes because I did call myself an atheist. But here's what ChatGPT has to say about. Well, here's like more the clarity of it.
Got it. Let me help you build some words that honor your truth without letting others twist it. Based on what you've shared, Black, disabled, autistic, PTSD, dismissed by church, therapy, feeling abandoned by God, here's a way you might describe your position. A personal statement you could use. Open quote, I don't believe anymore, not because I never thought about God, but because my life experience has been horrid and torturous. I prayed, I hoped, I trusted, but nothing ever came for me. What I feel is spiritual disillusionment. I feel abandoned and let down. And because of that, I now live without belief in God. You don't have to agree with me, but this is my reality, and it deserves respect. Close quote. If you want to stress disillusionment, open quote, I'm not rejecting God because I hate the idea. I'm rejecting belief because my lived experience has been nothing but suffering. My disbelief comes from pain, not rebellion. I see other people talk about blessings, but that's never been my life. That's what I mean when I say I'm spiritually disillusioned. Close quote. If you want to stress atheism, open quote. At this point, I don't believe in God at all. It's not just disappointment. It's that I see no evidence of divine care in my life.
Ouch.
For me, atheism isn't about anger. It's about being honest. I don't see God, and I don't believe anymore.
Wow.
If you want a middle ground, open quote, I don't have faith anymore. Maybe that's disillusionment, maybe that's atheism, maybe it's both. All I know is that belief does not fit my life, and that's where I stand. Close quote. The key is, you don't owe anyone a correct label. You get to name your stance in a way that fits how you feel in the moment. Would you like me to help you create a short, firm script, 2 to 3 sentences, you could keep ready for when religious people pressure or argue with you about your unbelief? Something that politely but clearly shuts down debate.
Honestly, still, I have to think about that. But it does explain that I guess I am. I think it is a middle ground, but it's more both. It's more both. Unless I see a change in my life, that's all I'm ever going to believe. Peace.